had sweet tea today. I had chicken biscuit today. I'm a very happy person. Few things that we're going to do for housekeeping really quickly, and then we're going to introduce a few guests. First and foremost, we have folks in here that represent the team that will bring this space to life. This is our 8th Rivian space across the country. It is no mistake that one of the first 10 is here in Atlanta. We're looking in the back, you can see some of the future of our relationship with the state of Georgia. I will leave that for others to discuss with you, but there's a reason we're here, and there's a reason we're here now. If you work on the Rivian team that supports this space, can you raise your hand really quickly? So these are the folks that you will see time and time again. We call this a housewarming for a reason. This is your space. We will turn the space over to community groups. We've got some of our owners here that are putting together a local club, which is pretty amazing. Also want to recognize Denise Sherry, Steve Hersker, Jimmy, it's his birthday, and Mike and Mike, they help bring all of these spaces to life across our network, and their teams are here as well. So just a debt of gratitude to all of those teams for all the work. If you're a Rivian owner, can you raise your hand? Yes, we love it. Again, this is also your space. If you have ideas for how we activate it, we'd like to hear those as well. So first, in a few people that are going to speak with us tonight, we have one of our local council members from here in this area actually representing this facility in this building, Councilman Amir Faroqi.
Thank you, Deputy. I'm Amir Faroqi. I have the honor of representing the Old Fort Ward on the City Council. It's also my neighborhood. This is my daughter, Kanako. We just came from daycare pickup. She was very excited to see the truck, as was I. But I want to acknowledge very quickly a number, I'm not going to name everyone, but I see a number of state legislators in the room. I want to thank them and state leadership for all their efforts bringing Rivian to Georgia. It's such a huge win for our state. Little did I know at the time we'd have a store right here in the neighborhood. I was reflecting that just a few years ago, I was on my couch watching Long Way Up, and one of these trucks is on the side of the road, or side of the desert road in Bolivia, because it went into a rock and knocked something ajar, and I remember thinking, how long is it going to be for these things coming to market? Maybe a while. And here we are, here in Atlanta a few years later, and it's such a huge boon to the state, obviously, but excited that y'all have chosen to be in this neighborhood. A video from Jamestown is here. Thank you for recruiting Rivian to be in Ponce City Market. But this is the right neighborhood to be in. It is the heart of the city in many ways, and full of innovative, forward-thinking people, and I know this will be a huge success for the company and for Ponce City Market and the city. So I just want to welcome you all to the city if you're not from Atlanta, and if you're from the metro area, welcome to my backyard. You're always welcome here, and big congratulations to Rivian for their launch.
Thank you so much. Thanks for letting your dad come hang out with us a little bit tonight. We appreciate you as well. Next up, we have one of the brand new leaders at the company. So we have Kjell, who is our Chief Commercial Officer. Is out on the West Coast with us, but we'll let him tell a little bit about himself and his journey to Rivian.
Thank you, Tony. And it's actually great to be back because until August I called Atlanta home, right? So it's great to see so many familiar faces also here, to see you again. And we lived here a couple of years, and honestly, we loved Atlanta. So there was a very good reason to leave. I have to say that. But we loved Atlanta. It's great people here. Atlanta is also progress. It's about innovation. I mean, just look at, Ponce City Market, Beltline, companies investing here. So that's Atlanta. At the same time, that's also very much Rivian. It's about people, great people, collaboration. It's about progress. So I think Atlanta and Rivian really fit together. And now, this is the result. It is us here. So we're investing into Atlanta. So by the way, also next weekend, if you say Ponce City Market is great, but Cumberland Mall might be a change. On the weekend, we're going to open the Rivian Adventure Network, right? It's the fourth one here. And we have a service center also here in Atlanta, and now this space really for people who like Rivian, who like the lifestyle, this keeping the road adventures, who do that. Just take this as your place. You're always welcome. So this is what we're doing in Atlanta. But let's look beyond Atlanta, what we're doing in Georgia and the future in general. And I think there's nobody better to tell us about that than the founder and CEO of Rivian, RJ. Please take over.
You know, it's remarkable to be in this space. Just about a little while ago, earlier today, I was in our future manufacturing site where we're going to be building our next generation of products, what we call our R2 platform. And it's a 2,000 acre site. We're doing a tremendous amount of grading work. It's a 2,000 acre site, just to give you a sense of scale. This looks like, you know, sort of as far as the eye can see when you're on the ground. It's just a space that's going to soon be buildings that are building Rivians. And it's surrounded by this beautiful forest with these windy roads that lead into it. And as I sit there looking at it, somebody that was with me said, you know, how do we pick this site? How do we pick this site in Stanton Springs, just outside of Atlanta? And that was not a straight line path. It was a curvy road, to say the least. It was a curvy road with some boulders in the way, with some twists and turns. But ultimately, when we selected that site, it was up against a whole host of other sites, and a big part of it was looking at the communities that surrounded the site, and looking at the workforce that would be part of it, looking at the environment in which we'd be conducting a huge part of our business, building out really the growth arm of our business, what will represent a step change in volume for us as a company. And so being at that site, I was able to spend some time with the governor looking at the progress, and most of the grading is done. We're going to be soon kicking off on constructing the buildings, and before we know it, those buildings will be in place, and before we know it, just as we were saying, this seems like just a few years ago in 2018, you saw Rivian and, you know, sitting on your couch watching it, now it's here. In just a few years, we're going to see R2s in this space that are built less than an hour away from here on what is today a big, large, flat piece of red dirt, surrounded by a beautiful forest with curvy roads winding through them. And the reason we ultimately selected the site was we were so excited about the progressive mindset that we saw in this broader community in the metropolitan area and extending, of course, in Stanton Springs, and the opportunity to build something that was diverse in terms of the workforce, diverse in terms of mindset, and progressive in terms of how we look at solving big challenges and big problems. And so as we look at what's to come for us as a company, you know, a new product, a new platform, a very large plant, and the scale of it is such that our existing facility in Illinois can fit inside one of the buildings on this new site. It's really powerful and special for us to be here. And as Tony said, one of the reasons this site was set up early as we're building out a large network of these types of spaces is we wanted to have a platform for which the community can have access to us as a company. You know, Tony said it a couple of times, I can't emphasize it enough. You know, this is a Rivian space, but when we say this is a Rivian space, this is a space for our Rivian community. So we invite folks in. We'll be, you know, having all sorts of hopefully fun events like this where we, you know, interact with and have discussions with and seek feedback and have a two-way communication with the community. And a part of that is what you see in the corner over here. Tony referenced it, but it's a digital sort of rendition of what's to come at our site in Stanton Springs. And what I'm excited about is as that site is built over the course of the next year and a half, that digital representation or manifestation of what we're building is going to update. It's going to become more and more of what you're going to see about an hour from here. And so, thank you to all the folks that have come out today, but importantly, thank you to the broader Atlanta community in Stanton Springs and the area surrounding our Stanton Springs site. Because ultimately our success, our growth, the impact we can drive as a company, I'd say, you know, as a society, that this critical moment that we're in terms of driving this level of impact links back to the people that are delivering. And so many of you in this room have been key to that journey. Whether you're part of our team, whether you're working in this site, whether you're a policymaker that's helped us put together the plans for the site, or of course, if you're our customers. So with that, thank you everybody for coming out tonight, and enjoy your time. If you're talking to Rivian folks, ask us questions, grill us, give us feedback. We love it. And again, thank you everyone.
It's really inspiring to be able to talk about the future here. So whenever RJ is here, it's a special moment. Our CFO Claire is here as well. Sandy from our board is also here. Again, just want you all to understand how we plan and intend to wrap our arms around Georgia, because Georgia's wrapping their arms around us. Our customers certainly are doing that. I just got a funny text message from someone in Memphis. They're like, there's so many Rivians in Memphis. And I was like, you should be in Atlanta and see what's happening. RJ shared, we are here to collect feedback. Sagar actually brought me some written feedback. So I will be taking this as my homework back to our team. A lot of really great nuggets here. This is what it's all about. So thank you so much for being willing to put this on paper and to walk me through that. One last piece for us on the way out, we have a QR code. There's always homework somewhere nested in a fun time. So this is essentially us just gathering some support, continued statements of support for what Rivian and the state of Georgia are doing together. So if you want to scan this on the way out, we also have a hat for you. You don't have to do this to get the hat. Again, thank you so much for your time tonight. Thanks for sharing it with us. We're really, really grateful for you being here. And we're just looking forward to having a good time the rest of the night. Thanks.